Hi, you're listening to Terry Telford from thebusinessprofessional.com, and today we're very fortunate to have Mike Philistine with us. And Mike's been online basically since 2002, and he really knows how to build and run a profitable online business. Now, today Mike's going to take us on a step-by-step tour of really the business building basics, and kind of starting off with the development stage and the concept. How do you come up with an idea to go ahead with, and right up straight through to the marketing side of things. Before we begin, though, I'd like to just say thanks very much for taking the time to be with us today, Mike.
Terry, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Maybe we can start off, Mike, you can tell us a bit about your background and how you ended up getting to where you are today.
Okay, sure. What happened, I guess back in 2002, I was at that time, I was the sales manager for a Toyota dealership. We were a large volume Toyota dealership. And I was doing a lot of training for the organization. And at that time, I was doing some surfing on the Internet, trying to find some free resources that I could put together and print out and make a manual for the training classes that we were going to be holding for the students. And I was working on this for about 3 weeks, and every day, you know, with all the spam that you get, whether it's you won the lottery or porn or the secrets to wealth or whatever, you know, I just kept seeing the same thing come to my inbox at MSN, and it kept saying the secrets to online profits, and I'd delete it, and the next day it'd be there again, and I'd delete it, and the next day it would be there again, and I'd delete it. And one day I looked at it, and there was a little image in there of a guy with his hands pumped in the air, and I still remember it today because I remember copying the imaging and using it when I tried to get online. And I clicked on it, and it went to a sales page, and it turns out it was Frank Kern's Instant Internet Empires, which was very successful back then, but that had a little problem, but we won't go there. But just to let you know, like, you know, the effect that the non-internet marketer it has on us when we see a sales letter like that. I actually printed it, you know. I mean, we see these things all the time that say, you know, print this page, you know, and we never print these sales letters anymore. Yeah. But at that time, I actually printed it, and I don't know, maybe it was about 14 pages, and I sat on the floor, and I read it, and, you know, it was, you know, you can have your own website number 1, your own website number 2, your own website number 3, and then you get your very own copy of this site, and you can keep all the profits, and there'll be videos to show you how. And, you know, I remember being so excited I got up and, you know, I said, here's my chance to, you know, to finally make it. Because I've always been that, you know, that type of entrepreneur that always saw a little bit of opportunity, even when I knew it was too good to be true. I wasn't afraid to try it. So I ordered it and continued working at the car dealerships, and for the first 4 or 5 months online, being, you know, a real newbie, you know, didn't know how to get traffic to my site, joined all the different traffic exchanges and stuff like that, and then finally it hit me. One day I went to the site called AutoResponsePlus.com, and I had heard of these things called autoresponders, but I didn't really know what they were. I thought it had to do with something about, you know, somebody clicks on a link on your website, and then it sends an email to, you know, and I didn't really understand fully how it worked, and I thought it was just about sending out automated email series. And so I studied that page, and there was something on the page that said the average person comes to your website 4 to 5 times before they buy, so you need to concentrate on capturing their email and not making the sale. And that was probably back in, I started online in it was around October of 2002, and I would say that was probably sometime in January or February when I stumbled across AutoResponse Plus, and when I installed that, that's when everything started to change for me, when I realized that you need to be in the business of list building. So yeah, so my background was in the car business, and just stumbled by accident onto internet marketing about 2.5 years ago.
Excellent. So what was your first business then? It was the Instant Internet Empires?
Yeah, what I would say my first business, I never even sold one of those things. I put the website up. I think I sold one on eBay for $1.99 once. And I was real excited, but I think it cost me like $205 with the fees and everything to list it and sell it. So I think that was a loss. But after that, what I started doing was I found out a couple of tricks. I'll call it being crafty rather than being sneaky. I learned that from the eBay queen, to use that word. I found that I still wanted to build a list, and the only way that I had access to people was through these free traffic exchanges that I was the newbies use, and certainly Safe List, because when I first got online, I said, okay, great, this is what I'll do. My wife has these recipes, so I'll put the recipes up on the internet, and then I'll go out and I'll buy email lists. So, one of the first things I did my very first week online is I put in email lists in the search engine, and I purchased 1 million names, 1 million email addresses, I should say. And then I put into the Google search engine email software, and I found all these cute little email softwares that let you send email right from your desktop. And I uploaded the names, and I threw the email out, and I sent out 1 million emails, and then I went to bed. And the next day I'm at work, and my wife calls me and says, I can't get online. And I said, I'll take care of it when I get home. So I get home, and I can't get online at all. And then I see my website is shut down, and I call up my internet provider, Optimum Online, and I said, hey, I don't seem to have a connection. They were like, yeah, we received like 33 spam complaints from you. So I learned, probably in my first week that that you just can't go out and just buy email addresses and spam the entire world. I didn't even know it was spam at the time.
Right. Yeah.
So I didn't have a product, but what I did know is I started getting affiliated with all different types of other promotions and ClickBank, and then you very quickly understand affiliate marketing. So what ended up happening at that point is, being that the only place I really had to go was using a Safe List, I realized that in the Safe List, a lot of people advertising also own Safe Lists, and in order to get people to join their Safe List, because nobody wants to join a Safe List, unless it has 15 or 20,000 members, you didn't want to join it, if a guy had 11 members. So what these people would do is they would offer free pro memberships for the first 250 people. And then I noticed that I started joining up for a lot of these different Safe Lists. And what happens when you join a Safe List, Terry, and I don't know if you ever did when you were new, have you?
I've gone through the same procedure that you're talking about now. Yeah.
Yeah, and as soon as you join, they ask you for 2 email addresses: your admin email and your Safe List email. So as soon as you enter your Safe List email, the first thing that happens, what happens? They send you to a page that says, "We just sent a validation email to this address. Please go to your inbox and click on the validation link, and then you could start using our mailer." But what ended up happening, and I'm sure you remember this if you joined, sometimes you didn't get those validation emails for about 5 minutes, sometimes an hour.
Yeah.
So what ends up happening is if you start using a lot of Safe Lists, your inbox starts getting up to 5,000 or 10,000 emails a day. So what I started doing is the next day I would just do all the validations at one time, and I would sort my inbox alphabetically and then scroll down to the V section, or I would just type in the filter, I would put in VAL, and then all of a sudden I would see all the validations. And then that's when it hit me. I said to myself, well, you know what? If all these other people are getting 10,000 emails a day and then using a one-click delete option and just not reading everything, I said, what if I put the subject line validation in the subject of my ads? So at that time I had gotten a course from Mark Joyner, and he had said something about target, tie-in, and collect. So you want to target your audience, you want to tie in a free offer, and collect their email address. So basically what I did at that time, just to speed up the story there, is I created this little membership called Powerless, and I took about 15 of the biggest Safe Lists on the Internet, and I just created an ad for them, and I made a membership area around it, a free membership area, and I said Powerless will give you access to email millions of people each month, spam-free, 100% double opt-in. And then I tied in some free offers. I said, if you join now, you get the Safe List Directory ebook and this Web Army knife, and like they got like 4 or 5 different gifts just for giving their name and their email address. So now, at this time, these submitters started coming out, things like iPost Ad or I think something called SMAS, which was a Safe List submitter, and you could join about 500 of these Safe Lists automatically. And then it would automatically, once a day, right at midnight, when all the clocks reset, I would just load up the software and send it out. And what ended up happening is by using this validation, the subject line said "Validation for Power List starts here," and even the ad, when they clicked on it, looked like it was a validation email, and it said something along the lines of, to validate your subscription for Power List, you need to click on this link. And then when they went to the page, I had a little thing up there that said current status not joined, making them think there was some type of mistake, so they had to enter their name and email to get the free gifts again. So what ended up happening is once that software came out and I started doing that, I started getting about 75 to 80 opt-ins per day of these Safe List users. And as far as building a list for Internet marketing, I'll tell you that the Safe List member is probably one of the best people you can have on your list, because on a scale of 1 to 10, as far as 1 being a newbie and 10 being a top Internet marketer, they're on level 3 or level 4. And you don't want the number 1. You don't want the guy that sends you emails all day long saying, I don't understand where my control panel is, or what's the start button you keep talking about on my taskbar. You don't want those people. And you certainly don't want me, and you don't want Terry Telford on your list. You want me and Terry as your JV partners, because the bottom line is, Terry doesn't buy anymore. He gets everything for free because people ask you to become a JV partner, and they say, hey, Terry, here's my new product. Take a look at it, and can you get a promotion out for me next week? Yep. So the people that you really want are these level 3, level 4 marketers, because number one, they all understand affiliate marketing, because if they're in Safe List, they're obviously promoting something with some type of affiliate URL, or better yet, they're promoting their own website, which means they have a newbie type of website, but they're not big enough yet that they know how to get traffic other than using Safe List. So if you're getting, let's break it down just to 50 members a day. In 10 days, you're getting 500, so you're getting 1,500 members a month. So you could build a list of 20,000 plus people just by doing this per year, of a highly targeted type of person you'd want in your list. So using this method, I started building up a list and loading up my autoresponder with different types of content and offers and stuff like that. And then I started getting more different affiliate programs when they, new products would come out. I think at that time, Stephen Pierce had The Whole Truth came out and different things like that. So I used to sign up for affiliate programs for new products and send it out to my list. And I would notice that, all of a sudden, I send out an email and I was making $200 or $300, and then the next email it would be a little bit bigger. And there was one point, I think it was just March at this point, March of 2003. I'm online now about 6 months, and I made over $5,000 strictly in affiliate commissions. Wow. So that's when I said to myself, this is pretty easy. And Terry, I know you've done this before. You look at your list when you have X amount of members, and then you pick up the calculator and you say, well, if I'm making this now with this many members, and you say, what if I have 50,000 members? And then you multiply those numbers and you see the numbers on the calculator, and and you're like, wow, this will be great if I can just keep growing my membership. So I had a quest at that point to just continue to find different ways to build my opt-in list. But I said, this is easy. I could teach people how to do this. So what I did is I wrote a book about it, and I was very impressed by the way that Frank Kern did Instant Internet Empires. I think he had 5 categories of videos. I think there were 11 videos. So what I did is I did a video course with my ebook, and I produced 41 videos for carbon copy marketing, and it walked you through, right from the newbie, how to register a domain, how to get a host, how to get free FTP software, how to design a site, how to, where to get the autoresponder, how to put the HTML code on your site. It fully walked you through everything that I knew at that time so that you could, and that's why I called it carbon copy marketing. So you can carbon copy everything I did, and start having results like that. And I have a lot of friends today that started out as newbies that got that book and have pretty decent sized lists today that still talk to me and say, Mike, I'm still using that carbon copy method, 18 months later, and my list is up to 25,000 and stuff like that. And it's really made a difference for a lot of people by doing that. But something happened at that point. As soon as you get that site designed by whether it was Hypercover or I used Vaughn Davidson at that time from killercovers.com. And as soon as you get that website up with your product and that digital image of a box and you establish that you're a marketer now with a product, it was very funny. I'm online now maybe 6-7 months at this time when this product is released. And I was getting emails from people, that would say stuff like, well, it's easy for you, you experts or you gurus or you top internet marketers, but for the average guy like us, it's not that easy. And I was still working at my job at that time, and I would email them back and say, hey, look, 2 weeks ago, I was just like you. Nobody had ever heard of me. Yeah. I said, nobody still knows who I am. I just created a product and put it up there. And but that was a revelation to me at that point, is that you become a somebody when you have your own product like that. And by doing that, things started to slowly change for me just by having my first product. A little long-winded there. I apologize.
No, that's a beautiful story. That's fantastic. So if you came online now, or you're going to start something now, is the safe list, your process that you've done with the safe list, is that still something that would be a viable option for building a list?
Yes. If I was to go back and redo carbon copy marketing, I would exchange it. I would keep the safe list, and that would probably be 60-70% of the focus of driving the traffic. But I didn't know a lot of traffic exchanges back then. Things like Traffic Swarm, No More Hits, even my site, instantbuzz.com or list.com and stuff like that. So, I'm friends with one person. He's popular in some of the forums. He goes by the name Sam Freedom. I happen to know his real name, and we talk on the phone a lot of times. But Sam is the type of guy that's built, just in the last 6 months, he's got, and I'm estimating right now based on a conversation that we had, but he's between 25 and 30,000 opt-in members. And basically what he does is he just drives traffic to these, what we call squeeze pages. And for those that don't know, a squeeze page is a page where you're not selling anything. Every sales page should have a call to action, and the call to action will either be to make a sale or to get an opt-in, and sometimes both. But what he does is he just drives traffic to these pages and gives away free gifts and captures name and email addresses. So, basically it's a form of that carbon copy marketing. So if somebody was starting out today, for instance, there's a gentleman, his name is Keith Wellman, and he was on a call that I did with Sean Casey when we were promoting Info Products Fortune for Sean, and I think the product sold for $1,497. And I said, look, if it's in your means to get it and you're not where you want to be, you need to buy this. And he posted on my guest book something like, hey, Mike, another one of those things, here's another course about, an internet marketer talking about how he makes it online, but the way he makes it online is by selling how he makes it online.
Yes.
And I said, no, Keith, you really don't understand. Info Products Fortune is about niche marketing, but if he has an opportunity to make $500,000 selling how he does it, and it can really work, it can help people. Yeah. So I wrote about it, and I didn't put his name in my newsletter, but I said, look, here's a person that just didn't get it. And he replied back to me in an email, and he said to me, Mike, I read that in your newsletter, and I know it was about me, and I feel like a total jerk. You really put it into perspective for me. I guess I just wrote that to you out of frustration. And I said, hey, look, why don't you give me a call? Let's find out where you're at. So he called me, and he told me, well, this is what I've been doing. I've been online for about 1.5 years, and I just can't do this. And I said, well, show me your site. And I went to his site, and there was no place to opt in. I said, how many people do you have on your list? He says, I got about, don't laugh at me, but about 180 people. And I said, well, here's your problem, number one. You're in the business right now. You're trying to sell things to people, and you don't want to sell anything to anybody. all you want to do is get their name and their email address, build a relationship, and one day you will sell something to them, or they'll be your affiliate and they'll sell something for you. But I said, if the only thing you're concentrating on right now is driving traffic to a page, then if it's an affiliate program, you're building a list for somebody else. And if it's for yourself and all you're doing is making a sale, you're killing your opportunity. So I took him on as a mentor, and we started having a workshop, a weekly call. So I told him, some of the first things that he needed to do was get KeithWellman.com, and he did. And I told him, put a blog up on your site. And then I said, now what you need to do is you need to join these safe lists and some of these traffic exchanges and start building your squeeze pages. And he sent me an email last week that said, hey, Mike, I joined this thing called iPostAd, and I submitted my ad about 3 hours ago, and I already got 17 people in my list. I can't believe this. This is so exciting. So now he's up my butt. He's sending me emails every day. Hey, Mike, what do you got that converts well? I want to send it out to my list, because he's starting to build his list pretty quickly. And then I got an email from him about 2 hours ago. He said, hey, Mike, I just made a sale from my one-time offer technique I'm using from you after they joined my opt-in list. And so, to me it's exciting, because if I did it, it worked for me. But, there's always that thing in the back of your mind was, did I have a little bit of luck? Was it a fluke? Yeah. But when I'm able to show other people and see the excitement, that they have and get them to the next level, it's vindication to me that, that it really works. And it's good techniques. And, a lot of people are embarrassed to talk about these things or even teach these things because, once they reach a certain level, they don't want to talk about the safe list. But like as you said, Terry, you used them in the past, and when you're new, you don't have any other place to go. I could tell you to put an opt-in form on your site, but where are you going to get the traffic?
Exactly.
And there's free traffic exchanges out there, and it's hard work at the beginning. You can go to the free advertising forum. You can spend your day posting, and, you're going to get one or two clicks, and those clicks will turn into opt-ins, but that's what you need to do at the beginning is concentrate on building that list. And once you have the list, you hit that magic number of 5,000 people on your list, and once that starts happening, you start having the ability to become a good affiliate. And nobody knows about you at that point, but that's all of a sudden when all of a sudden somebody checks their stats one day and they say, who is this guy? G.I. Joe just sold 13 copies of my book.
Yep.
And you email them and you say, hey, just want to let you know, I saw that you made 13 copies of my book. I just wanted to say hi. And they say, oh, yeah, I've been online for about a year. I have a small list, but it's responsive, and I've been following you for a long time. And then, maybe I'll talk to my friend Mike, and he'll be like, hey, I'm going to be launching this product. Do you have any good JV guys? And I'll say, hey, you might want to talk with this guy. His ClickBank ID is G.I. Joe. He can make some sales for you. And all of a sudden, these guys start getting products for free, and they start getting known as as a potential affiliate or JV partner to be used on a launch and stuff like that. And that's when things start changing for you.